Okay, so Rez. So,
What is up, people? Danny,
yeah,
Liverpool
Rez.
won, Tottenham won. What do you think?
Look, Rez, look, it's a over the scale of the game, it's a good result, right? Because I think it's a fair result. I think both teams had their chances during the game. Obviously, Liverpool probably had more chances than us, and they had more of the ball. But we did have chances to win the game. We did, and to be fair, with the players that we had, like especially the first half we had, they were all over us. We didn't have a sniff the first half. In the second half, we kind of gave them something to think about, and we actually could have won the game. Like, we had our chances, and I think it was a good performance. It was a typical Conte performance today.
Yeah,
that is how. Like, could you imagine what could have happened if we had better players in some of those positions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, if you put in a bit more quality into that system, that setup, those instructions, I reckon we could even have won that game, because Liverpool, for the most part, were taking, long range shots. They were being restricted to trying to get goals from outside the area, and even their goal that they scored had to take a wicked deflection to go in.
Yeah.
That was going nowhere near the goal, and I would question whether it was even on target when Diaz actually scored it. And to be fair, I mean, yeah, goal is a goal, but just. No, I'm not even going to talk about that. It was just they got lucky. Our goal was good. Our goal was well crafted.
Yeah, it was a good crafted goal. Yeah,
theirs was lucky.
Yeah, theirs was lucky, right? They had their chances, so did we. But I just think I know it's Liverpool, and I know that it's a obviously the best team in the world probably right now on form. Is it going to be enough for us for the end of the season? That's the question, because like the top four, we have to beat everyone and still hope Arsenal drop some points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Because if they draw one game now, if they draw tomorrow, right, then it's perfect because it's in our hands.
Newcastle at St James's Park is going to be a test. No one wants to play Newcastle at St James's Park right now. This was the hardest game that we had on.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who have we got left? Burnley, Arsenal, Norwich. Okay. Those are not as hard as Liverpool at Anfield. Probably in the entire calendar. Those are the Liverpool Anfield is one of the hardest games. Yeah. We've come away with a point, a well-earned, not undeserved point, and that puts us in good stead. Arsenal now, will go into their next game knowing that we're only a point behind them after that result. They would have been banking. They would have been saying Spurs are going to drop all of the points against Liverpool. That would have been in their head. We have proven that isn't the case. We're 1 point behind them, superior goal difference. That puts pressure on them.
Yeah, of course. Look, if Arsenal win all their games, you're right, or even if they lose to us and still win all their games, they're still going to do it, right? Because they're ahead. Yeah. So they have to draw somewhere.
Yeah, they
will. And lose the North London derby. So, look, we have to wait and see what happens, because I think the North London derby is so key now. Like today's result, as much as it's a good result, I still think it was there to win the game. And I think I mean, look, we can't say this is the game that's going to cost us, because we've lost a lot easier games to like Southampton, Wolves, Brighton at home. Yeah. They're the games we should have won.
Exactly.
So to not get beaten by Liverpool this season, it's been pretty good, to be fair. And in the home game, we dominated them, I would say.
It's been very weird. The thing is that if you look back over the season, we've taken 6 points from Man City.
Yeah.
We've taken 2 points from Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we have lost all 6 points to Chelsea, and Man United.
Yeah, it's true. Right? Yeah.
Man United is the one that really stings. The Man United who were honked by Brighton today. It was a ridiculous result. Okay.
Do you know, I want to ask you something, Rez. I want to ask you, right? Because let's talk a bit about the game. What I liked today was the fullbacks. I think in the second half, the fullbacks grew into the game. Emerson, I would probably argue and say that he had his best game in a Tottenham shirt, right? Yeah. Sessegnon, he was in the first half. He was it was very nervous, right? He was very, very nervous. You could see it. He wasn't confident. In the second half, he grew into the game and he was getting further forward a lot more. When we were breaking, he was actually getting forward. He was finding space.
Yeah.
And you saw it time and time again. He was doing that. And I think he had a pretty decent game as well.
Yeah.
I think both of them did. I wouldn't say they had a bad game. So I'm quite happy that they had a good game. They didn't let us down or didn't make any defensive errors, because Sessegnon as well, he was tracking back a lot. He was stopping Salah. Salah hardly had a sniffle game.
Yeah.
He was blocking Salah.
good.
He was causing him problems. He was getting in his face. He was getting close to him. And he couldn't. Salah couldn't play his game. And Emerson again was good in the air today, right? He nearly cost us right at the end, but he made up for it.
Yes,
but
he did.
Other than that, he was pretty decent defensively as well.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I think if Emerson could cross, we probably would have got at least one more goal.
Easily.
This is listen, the deficiencies of the squad. That game does show some of the deficiencies of the squad and what we need.
Oh,
to do.
100%.
But ultimately, it has ended. Liverpool won. Tottenham won.
Well, I want to ask you, Rez, right?
Yeah,
who do you think had the worst performance today?
Bentancur.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, he was really not on his game at all.
It was pretty poor today.
He was very poor
and
today.
do you know what? Højbjerg wasn't the greatest either.
No,
he wasn't the greatest either.
No,
he was
apart from that shot
and that
hit the post.
I mean, apart from that shot that hit the post, right, which was like out of nowhere. But again, that chance right at the end, that's the difference between a top quality player and a player of Højbjerg's ability, who's kind of good at everything but not great at everything.
No,
right? Or great at something, a specialist, right? So like for any player who's in a position where you're literally got no one there around you, you've got the goal in front of you, you head towards a goal.
Yeah.
If you put your head on that ball and direct it towards goal, we've got a chance of that going in.
Yeah.
And he chooses to do the wrong thing because he's like, oh, give it to Kane. Kane's got to score.
Yeah.
He could have won the game. He could have been the hero today.
He could have been the hero today. And yeah, it's that kind of misjudgment that it will have to be dealt with, I think. It's all over the pitch, unfortunately.
No, I agree.
But positives, as I say, we've come away with a point against
positives, we didn't get battered today.
No, more than that. We gave Liverpool a competition. We did.
Yeah.
They
a Conte performance.
Absolutely. It was a proper Conte performance. This is what I want to see us doing. You know, we should be doing what we did to Villa, Leicester, Everton, Newcastle against that caliber, and we should be doing what we did to Man City and Liverpool like we have today and previously throughout this season. Obviously, I'm not counting Nuno's because that was something else. But the way that Conte played us against Man City, the way that he's played us against Liverpool is the way that we should be doing stuff under Conte. With a successful, decent summer, it can happen. So this is really over to the hierarchy now.
Yeah, of course.
Back the man, give him what he wants, and we can do that next season consistently, I think. But any last words from you, Danny?
Yeah, do you want to quickly have a mention on Kane? Because I felt Kane wasn't his greatest game today.
No, he was busy. He did contribute, in terms of moving the ball around. Without him, we would have trouble.
He also, to be fair, he contributed towards that goal because he found Cess rather than going for the shot. Normally, someone like Kane would actually just be like selfish and he'd go for the goal. Yeah. But he didn't. So that was the best thing he did all game. Yeah. Other than that, he was fairly quiet. He was fairly quiet in the game.
I think he was as quiet as all the other players. No player was particularly... I mean, apart from maybe Kulusevski, I think was probably the most involved player, I reckon, out of Spurs' lineup. Sort of non-defensive. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Ben Davies was given man of the match, it does suggest that, it was a very defensive game on both sides.
Yeah. I think Romero was world class.
Romero was excellent again.
He's brilliant.
Really, really good. I mean,
he had lost the ball a couple of times in dangerous positions and nearly cost us. But overall, he was brilliant.
And they were
throwing his body around, loves defending, aggressive. I love that tackle we did on Henderson in the first half. Fucking loved it. Just take him out. Just don't give me shit.
It was superb. So,
he was brilliant. Yeah, it's a good point. Good point.
It was a good point, I think.
On to the next game. Well, let's hope Arsenal drop points tomorrow at Leeds.
Absolutely. It could happen. If not
is
Leeds,
it at Leeds or is it?
It's
Arsenal, Emirates. Okay, right.
Because we're away today, so they're
That's right. So, let's hope they can drop some points.
Let's hope. I've always said the Arsenal defense is more brittle than it might appear. No one's really tested it. So I think if Leeds can do that, you never know. But in the meantime, as I say, Liverpool won. Tottenham won. A point at Anfield is never a bad thing. I've been Rez from Shelfside Spurs Show, and joining me has been Danny from Tottenham on Tour, and that's your instant match reaction. As always, come on,
you Spurs.